All right, guys. I think we're live. Don't know how for long we're going to be live, but hey, let's give it a go again. What do you say? What's happening, everybody? I hope everybody's having a fantastic whatever day you're watching this. So, in this video, I wanted to talk a little bit about what it's like to review a motorcycle, or a lot of guys might see this as reviewing cars or anything along those lines. But really, for me, it's more about reviewing bikes and the kind of the weird stuff that can happen while you're reviewing a motorcycle. It's weird. It's not always as cut and dry as it may seem in the videos. And for anybody that's ever done a review like this, it's kind of interesting because when you first get started, there's you've got to kind of create your own style and you got to create your own route that you take, and there's a lot that goes into it. So it can be a bit of a feel your way around in the dark type of a scenario. Not to mention you've got to be comfortable just talking to yourself almost. And that's the other weird thing about it is I guess for whatever reason, talking and narrating and walking through a particular scenario or whatever I'm doing, I don't really have a problem with that. But I have to admit, it is kind of weird. It's like all the thoughts that are in your head are just coming out of your mouth. And sometimes, it's not as it's not as polished, it's not as put together sometimes as it seems at the moment. This is one of the reasons why a lot of times, because I have to go back and listen. I rarely watch the videos. I don't really watch any YouTube videos, if I'm being honest. I always have them on in the background. So when I'm listening to my own content, sometimes I'll just go, oh God, that sounded terrible, but it's not, but it didn't sound any worse necessarily than other stuff that's come along. So I want to talk to you guys a little bit about that and talk to you about my experience lately riding the Harley Davidson Street Glide and the 50th anniversary Honda Goldwing. Hey, DM is in. Got the flex with the bald guy in the glasses. Hey, DM, how does the show look? Do I sound good? Is the audio coming through clear? Is the picture coming through? Running into a little bit of issues with the link. I know the internet connection's good, but I don't know. YouTube's been a bit weird. So hopefully it's coming through well. So yeah, guys, let me know if the feed looks good or if it's choppy or jacked or whatever. I know the internet speed looks good, but I don't know. It's been a little bit touch and go on Tuesdays lately. So anyway, let me know what you guys are seeing on your end too. That helps me out a ton. So getting back to it, a lot of times let's start out from the beginning. And how did I get started doing this? Well, I bought a motorcycle and it kind of turned into I just developed a relationship with the dealership. Somehow or another, it got out that I do this, and I got the invite just because of the relationship that I had. Hey, listen, this could work out. It could be fun. Let's get some bikes out of here. And so that's how it came about. Skids is saying, can hear you fine. Picture will do. So nice fist bump on that. Yeah, it's probably, listen, even if it's blurry, it's probably going to be an upgrade, right? It's just been weird. I don't know what the deal is with the picture, and it's not the camera either, I don't think. It's just been, oh, that made it worse. Good Lord. Man, I just can't help but screw this up 9 ways to get to you. Let's see. We'll just have to let it rock. Oh, goodness. We're just going to have to let it rock for now. But here's the thing. It's, well, heck, my channel is just a background noise generator anyway, so I could have anything going on in the background. But here's the thing. So what was it like really to ride those bikes? Because I know I always do a ride and then I do a post-ride review. And in the live show, it gives me an opportunity to just kind of talk about the bike a little bit more freely without the confines of having to put something together in a 5-minute piece. And that's the other thing too, guys. The ride reviews, I try to max them out at about 18 minutes. It's real difficult to, how do I say? It's real difficult to do a video. Like, keep in mind, I'm talking the entire time. Not that I have a problem with that, right? But a lot of times what'll happen is I'll get stuck in traffic. And if you ever notice, while I'm sitting there in traffic, I'm talking about other things about the bike, and it gives me a break from riding the bike. And what that break allows me to do is sometimes collect thoughts on other aspects of the machine that I'm testing. But sometimes I get caught a little bit too much in traffic. And so I don't want there to be that kind of dead time in the video. So I'm doing my best to talk about whatever, but the main thing is to try to limit the total video to 18 minutes and really pare it down to like 15. But the post-ride review, always try to keep that between 5 and 8 minutes long. But again, this is the live show. We can talk, we can interact. So if you guys have questions directly about any of the bikes that I've done any reviews on, now's the time to go ahead and jump into the chat and ask away. DM saying, you got a motorcycle, then you got 3 real quick. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. And I'll tell you what, guys, I'm a little bit on the fence with where I'm going with bikes right now. You know, these things are like Pringles, right? I mean, you cannot have just one. And I love the T-Bird. I just don't ride it enough. But of the cruisers that I've ridden, my T-Bird's my favorite. So I don't want to get rid of it. But there is a bike that I kind of would like to get. Actually, there's a couple. And I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to put them, but I'm trying to figure out how to do this. One of the bikes, believe it or not, is really my old Katana. It hadn't sold yet, and I'm finding myself kind of missing that bike. And the other bike is the V-Strom. I really like the V-Strom 800. And I think that bike may have already sold, though. I know I've been hyping it really hard, so that bike may have already sold. But if not, I could possibly be putting that V-Strom in the garage. And the reason why I would do it is I would box that thing out completely and